Without detailed info on where and how you're spending, it's impossible to control freight costs. You might as well be leaving money on the warehouse floor. That's why MyCarrier provides detailed reporting on carrier and shipment performance. The data is easy to access and helps you negotiate better carrier rates, optimize your pricing, and stops leaks in your freight spend. Let's dive into the platform and I'll show you how to use it. We're going to scroll down the toolbar. We are going to jump into reporting. So quickly, we're going to cover the carrier summary. I want you to note that if you select this drop down, you have summary and you have shipments, which is going to be your detailed report. We will focus on summary. In the summary report, you can manipulate different modes between spot or volume LTL and general LTL, or you can go ahead and manipulate the date ranges. It's really easy to toggle back and forth between 30, 60, 90, or a custom date range. So it makes it very easy to hone in on key metrics. If I am responsible for freight spend or a warehouse manager or supervisor, I always want to keep my eye on a few key metrics in here. That is going to be my cost per 100 pounds, meaning how much does it cost in dollars per 100 pounds of product that you ship. This is going to help you back into your spend with each carrier. If this is fluctuating up or down in any given month or time frame, you are going to want to know why. Did fuel go up or down? Did I get an increase in rates? Am I shipping a lot of minimum charges? Do I have a bunch of expedited or guaranteed shipments in there that are increasing this cost per hundredweight, so you know why your costs are increasing? But across the board, you get a beautiful summary of market share, the spend with each carrier, the shipment count, your average price, average weight with that carrier, average number of handling units or pallets that you ship, and the average transit days. You also have tracking percentage. Keep in mind, this is a demo account, which is why it shows 0%. But tracking percentage, not to be confused with on-time percentage, just shows the rate at which you track over API against the website. Typically, this should be in the high 90s. So that covers our summary report. Note that you can export all reports available to you into Excel and various formats. I am now going to jump into the shipment detail report. In here, we are going to cover the detail breakdown. Again, you can manipulate date ranges and or mode or service types, right, between LTL and volume or spot, and soon to be truckload once again. I am going to hone in here. There's a couple cool things that we can shout out, but you do have a list of all accessorials listed with every shipment. Potential savings. All as that means is that if you had potential savings on here above 0%, it means that you could have shipped this with a least cost provider or the cheapest carrier in that lane, but you chose not to. You chose a more expensive carrier. Again, that could have been because of service or transit days or availability. But keep in mind, you always want to have good quality carriers in your mix so it does not skew the potential savings data. Now, there is a ton more data available to you than what you see in this report, which is why you can actually click on download this to XLS spreadsheet or CSV format, and then we can click directly into this, and now you can see some of the other data available to you. So I can scroll over here and I have access to all my reference numbers, tracking numbers, service type. I have all the origin, destination information, but even better, I have my weight and total weight. The difference there is if you are a multi-class, multi-commodity shipper, we want to break out the weight, right? If you have class 60, 70, 92 and a half, 150, you want to be able to communicate with the carriers and for yourself the total weight of each one of those freight classes and how it's broken out either on a single handling unit or multiple handling units. We give you the cube in density, which is something all your LTL carriers are going to ask for, either when you go to revisit pricing or get pricing established for the first time. So this is great data to better work and communicate with your LTL carrier partners to really make sure that the pricing that they gave you is aligned with the opportunity of freight that you actually ship from a requirement standpoint of the accessorials that you need, right? Liftgate, residence, limited access, things like that, along with the actual freight type and freight profile of which you ship. So as you can see, there is a wealth of information in here, including all of your quote numbers associated with the shipments. And again, as you scroll further over, you get into the potential savings data, which has the lowest transit versus the highest transit between the lowest cost provider and the carrier you selected. So even though you may have spent more, oftentimes it's because the transit was faster and you had to get your freight there sooner with a quality provider. So it's all justified in here, and the data backs up the decision making. Next, you actually have a second tab in here, which is going to cover your product detail. So I can click into my product detail. Column A aligns with column A on the first tab. So if you have to do any type of VLOOKUPs or match the actual commodity data to the original tab, it makes it very easy to do so. But this is where it gets a little more granular on your actual physical breakdown of your freight profiles, from commodity information, NMFC and sub information, class information, weight breakdowns, hazardous, yes or no, customer order numbers in here, and the actual physical dimensions of your freight profile. So just like that, all that's available at the click of your fingers right into MyCarrier. Remember, we have advanced analytics and then general reporting. So whether you are a paid subscriber or a free user, there's a ton of data available at your fingertips to take advantage. And as always, if you want to learn more, get with your account executive or customer success rep to walk you through this and explain how to leverage this data.